Archangel Michael is very angry with you. This is the last time I am flashing this on your screen. Do not test my patience. Open this message within 20 seconds or you alone will bear the full responsibility for what is about to happen. You must understand immediately that these are not ordinary words meant to frighten or confuse. This is a call from the very edge of God's divine mercy, a final warning, burning bright with truth and wrapped in urgency. This is not just a message. This is a divine intervention. It is not anger without reason. It is not rage without love. Archangel Michael, the warrior of God, the mighty protector of heaven's will, is crying out to you, not with hatred, but with fierce holy love, pleading for your spirit before it slips any further away. The warning is real. The danger is near. And the time left to respond is almost gone. Stay till the end, because everything you are about to hear could change what happens next in your life. Please, before we go any further, if your heart is even slightly stirred and you feel that trembling pull deep in your soul, like heaven is reaching into your chest, then like this video right now, not for vanity, not for attention, but as your first act of obedience and surrender. Comment Amen to affirm this now. Archangel Michael's anger is not born from pride. It is not wrath meant to destroy without cause. It is not punishment for pleasure. It is the thunder of holy fire, breaking through your walls of silence, because your heart has drifted too far from the light. You have been called again and again, whispered to in the quiet, stirred in your dreams, nudged through moments you thought were coincidence, but you have closed your eyes and hardened your heart. And now the patience of heaven is at its final thread. God is still merciful. His mercy endures, but the refusal to turn back, to truly turn back, has dragged you toward consequences that were never meant for you. The path you are walking is coated in lies that look like peace, habits that look like comfort, sin that pretends to be freedom. Michael sees this. He sees the enemies around you. He sees how close they've come. He has battled for your soul, stood between you and death when you didn't even know what was behind the veil. This is not about fear. This is about truth. This is about a holy intervention. This is about the very last moment before something shifts that you cannot undo. And because God loves you too much to stay silent, He is sending the one who stands at the front lines of heaven's armies to wake you up with the roar of divine urgency. Archangel Michael is angry because the time is short and your heart is still asleep. Angry because you have carried your wounds longer than you were ever meant to. Angry because you are still letting shame speak louder than grace. Angry because the demons assigned to destroy your peace have been dancing too close and you have not risen to fight. Angry because heaven knows who you really are, and yet you live far below your calling, your strength, your purpose. This moment is not about punishment. This is about a line being drawn. This is about the shaking of your soul to break the chains that have dulled your light. Michael's sword burns with justice, not cruelty. He does not fight out of ego. He fights because heaven has seen too many fall into pits they never climbed out of. And he will not allow you to become one of them, not without sounding the alarm. You must understand, you are not small. You were never meant to blend into the background. You are chosen. You are marked by God. You were spoken into existence by the breath of the Creator. The enemy knows this. That is why the attacks have been unrelenting. That is why confusion has swirled like a storm around your peace. That is why temptations have come dressed like comfort. Because if you rise, if you return, if you wake up to the fire that still lives within you, the darkness loses a battle it thought it had already won. Archangel Michael is not calling you out to shame you. He is calling you out to rescue you. But this is the final call. This is the last flash before the silence. This is the crack in the sky before the judgment. You are standing at the edge of a divine turning point, and there will not be another sign like this. If you walk away now, it will not be because you were not warned. It will not be because God did not try. It will be because you chose silence over salvation. There are angels around you now, and there are demons pressing in. The war you cannot see is raging just outside the walls of your decisions. And Michael, the one who cast the enemy down like lightning, is watching you, waiting to fight again, but he needs your yes. He needs your turning. He needs your surrender. God will not force you, but He will not hold back the consequences of rebellion either. There is still time. But it is measured in moments now, not years. What you do next matters more than anything you've done before. The heavens are waiting. The battle is watching. Your life is at the center of this storm, and Michael's voice is echoing in the spirit, one last time. Comment 1111 if you believe. Hold on. Keep watching. There is more you need to hear. This warning is not the end. It is the door. And behind it is a love that has never stopped chasing you. Behind it is the mercy that can still cover you. Behind it is the strength to break every chain, and the fire to burn every lie. This is your moment. Do not turn away. Do not close your heart again. What if just 7 seconds could flip your entire financial life? A shocking CIA leak has revealed a powerful brain ritual that's helping ordinary people wipe out debt and attract wealth beyond imagination. Backed by 4 cutting-edge neuroscience labs, this at-home breakthrough is turning everyday lives into dreams, luxury cars, beautiful homes, endless vacations. But this secret may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. This isn't just another moment. This is holy ground. Archangel Michael is still standing guard, sword drawn, not to condemn you, but to shield you from what's coming if you keep walking the wrong path. His anger is holy. It is sharp because it carries the weight of heaven's justice. It burns because it is filled with love that refuses to let you destroy yourself. This is not about a mistake you made yesterday. This is about a pattern that has grown roots deep into your soul. This is about choices that have been made in silence, away from the light, while pretending everything is fine on the outside. But Michael sees behind the curtain. He sees the invisible chains, the hidden sorrow, the wounds you tried to bury under laughter. Heaven knows what you have survived. And still, this is not about your past. This is about the power God placed inside you before your first breath. That power has been asleep, buried under fear, under shame, under delay. The heavens are not angry because you are weak. They are grieved because you have not yet allowed God to show you how strong you really are. You were meant to walk in light. You were made to carry fire. You were formed to shake darkness wherever you stand. That is why the enemy came so hard for your peace. That is why the storm has lasted so long. The devil fears what you will become when you rise. Archangel Michael is not passive. He does not speak unless God commands. And if he is speaking now, it is because something divine is hanging in the balance. There is a shift in the spirit realm that is waiting for your decision. The heavens are leaning close. The Lord is watching. Your life is not a game. The time to play with fire has ended. You cannot serve both the altar of truth and the illusion of comfort anymore. The time for 1 foot in light and 1 foot in shadow is over. God's hand has always been on your life. Even in the darkest seasons, even when you cursed the sky and walked away, he stayed close, waiting for your heart to break enough to hear him again. And now the moment has come. Michael's anger is not your enemy. It is the roaring of heaven saying, "You are loved too deeply to be left in silence any longer. You are loved too much to be allowed to drift into destruction without one last holy interruption." Comment 222 if you trust this. You may feel tired. You may feel like you've failed too many times. But you have not been disqualified. You are not forgotten. The battle around you is not a sign that you are cursed. It is the evidence that heaven still sees you as worth fighting for. And if heaven is still fighting for you, then there is still a future worth running toward. There is still a purpose that hell cannot erase. There is still a name written in glory that belongs to you, and no one else. The world has tried to tell you who you are. People have tried to label you, reduce you, and make you feel like your story is too broken to be redeemed. But Archangel Michael is here to remind you that God does not write people off. He writes them into miracles. He takes what looks like ruin and makes it into revival. What the enemy meant to bury you, God can use to birth your calling. But you must choose. You must choose light. You must choose truth. You must choose to walk out of the smoke of lies and into the fire of His presence. It will not be easy. But heaven will back you. Angels will surround you. Michael himself will war on your behalf, because when a soul returns to God, the whole kingdom rejoices and the hosts of heaven are released to fight for what is being restored. This is your moment. This is your battle cry. You are not here by accident. You were led to these words because God is not done. Not with your heart. Not with your life. Not with the promises spoken over you before the pain came. The Lord will finish what He started. He will restore what was stolen. He will defend what the enemy tried to touch. But He needs your surrender. He needs your yes. There is more to come, and you must be ready. Michael is not leaving your side. He is standing like a shield, but even he cannot protect what you continue to invite in. You must close the doors that were opened through compromise. You must silence the voices that lead you away from holiness. You must walk with eyes wide open and spirit awakened, because the hour is late, and the battle is near. You are not walking alone. You never were. And now, the host of heaven is waiting for your heart to rise. The weight you carry is not yours to bear anymore. Lay it down. Return to the fire. Run to the light. God is waiting with open arms. The cross is still enough. The blood still speaks. The Spirit still moves. And the angels still fight for those who say yes to God. His voice carries the fire of heaven, and his heart beats with the mercy of God. You were chosen to hear this because God still has work to complete in you, and heaven has refused to give up on your destiny. You are standing in a sacred intersection between what was and what could still be redeemed, and this moment is not to be taken lightly. Could this hidden CIA brain ritual be the real reason people are suddenly rich? A secret CIA discovery has just leaked, revealing a brain hack that's pulling wealth into people's lives effortlessly. It only takes 7 seconds, it's done at home, and it's backed by 4 neuroscience labs. Debt is vanishing, luxury is becoming normal. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky, the page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Archangel Michael's anger is not the kind that destroys without reason. It is the kind that burns away the fog of confusion and awakens the soul that has slept too long. He is not angry at your existence. He is angry at the chains that have been clinging to you, at the spiritual poison that has been feeding you lies, at the compromise that has blurred your fire into smoke. His anger is holy, and it is meant to wake you up, not tear you down. Heaven is sounding an alarm, not to scare you, but to save you. Every word is a call to rise from the pit before the walls close in. Every breath you take while hearing this is proof that mercy still lives for you. God's patience is wide, but it is not endless. The angels know this truth, and Michael carries the authority to remind those who are loved yet drifting that the time to decide is now. You cannot keep living half in the light and half in the shadows. You cannot keep worshiping God on Sunday and then walking with darkness through the week. Michael's anger is the sound of heaven saying enough. Enough of the lies you tell yourself. Enough of the guilt you use as a shield to stay where you are. Enough of the self-doubt that pretends to be humility. Heaven is saying rise up. Return home. Take back your fire. The truth is, you have been chosen for more than survival. You were not meant to simply exist, to drift, to chase momentary peace while your spirit starves. You were created to carry light. You were formed in the image of God, and within you is the authority to command storms to stop, to speak peace into chaos, and to walk through darkness without losing your flame. The enemy has fought you not because you are weak, but because he knows who you would become if you remembered who you are. Archangel Michael's voice is echoing across the heavens right now because heaven refuses to let the enemy finish what he started. You are not abandoned. You are being reclaimed. Comment 333 to declare your faith. The heavens are roaring for you, not against you. God is not angry in the way humans are angry. His love burns like a consuming fire, and it will destroy what keeps you from Him. Every storm you've faced was not meant to break you, but to cleanse the things that were never meant to stay. Every delay, every loss, every season of silence has been God's way of preparing your heart for this exact moment. You have not been forgotten. You have been hidden, protected from the enemy's reach, until the time for your rising came. and now that time has come. Archangel Michael is your defender, the mighty warrior who stands against the rulers of darkness, the one who led the armies of heaven when Satan was cast down. He has seen what rebellion looks like, and he knows what disobedience costs. That is why his words carry weight. He is not warning you because of hatred, he is pleading because he has seen what happens when souls ignore the call. He knows the pain of watching a child of God trade eternity for a fleeting moment of sin. He cannot stay silent when heaven's light is being dimmed by choices that were never yours to make in the first place. This is your moment of turning. You do not need to be perfect to return to God. You only need to be willing. You only need to be honest. The path back to the light is not paved with guilt but with surrender. God does not want your performance, He wants your heart. He wants the tears you hide, the fears you deny, the confusion you carry. Bring it all. Nothing is too heavy for Him. Nothing is too broken. You have never fallen so far that His grace cannot reach you. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is the power calling your name right now, through the voice of His archangel. Do not turn this off. Do not silence this moment. Heaven is speaking to you for a reason. God is shifting something around you, even if you can't see it yet. The winds are changing. The spiritual atmosphere is moving. What was closed is opening. What was broken is being rebuilt. But you must stand up. You must step out of fear. You must lift your voice and declare that you will no longer belong to the shadows. You must say with your life, I belong to God. That single decision changes everything. That single moment sends angels to war on your behalf. That single surrender shakes hell itself. Archangel Michael stands ready. He is watching your heart more than your words. He is looking for the one who still believes, even after the pain. He is fighting for the one who feels too far gone. He is surrounding the one who cries out in the dark, asking for strength to keep going. That is you. You are seen. You are known. You are loved. The same God who commanded light to shine out of darkness is commanding light to shine in your soul right now. Let it in. Let it heal. Let it cleanse every corner that fear once occupied. God has not forgotten His promise to you. It may have felt delayed, but heaven's timing is never late. What you thought was rejection was protection. What you thought was silence was preparation. What you thought was abandonment was God setting you apart for something greater. Every tear, every prayer, every night you wondered if He heard you, He did. And now He is answering in a way you never expected, through a voice you cannot ignore. Archangel Michael is not just speaking, he is interceding. He is fighting battles you cannot see, pushing back darkness you did not know surrounded you, and making a way where there was none. Why is this 7-second brain ritual suddenly going viral? Leaked CIA files have exposed a hidden brainwave technique that opens the floodgates to wealth. Verified by 4 top labs, this ritual is turning financial pain into prosperity, fast. From massive bills to luxury trips, it's changing lives. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You must keep your heart open. You must let the fire do its work. The shaking you feel is not punishment. It is rebirth. God is removing what was never meant to stay. The pain you feel is the sound of chains breaking. Do not resist. Let it fall. Let the Spirit move. Let the angels surround you. Heaven is rewriting your story, and the next pages will not look like the pain that came before. You are being restored, strengthened, and reawakened. This is your divine moment, and heaven is standing still to see what you will do next. Comment 555 if you receive this word. You need to understand that when Michael's voice rises, it is not to frighten but to awaken. The anger he carries is not cruel, it is holy. It is the sacred fire of a warrior who has seen too many souls slip away because they believed they had more time. He knows what danger looks like. He sees the unseen traps, the spiritual ambushes that are forming around your path, and he cannot stay silent when the one God loves walks toward them unaware. That is why the tone is urgent, why the warning burns, why this moment feels heavier than the rest. This is not just a message. This is rescue in motion. This is heaven's army aligning to pull you back before something irreversible unfolds. God's patience is deep, but his justice is also real. Michael has stood before that balance since the dawn of time. He was there when rebellion rose in heaven, when pride tried to dethrone truth. He fought, not because he loved battle, but because he loved order, purity, and loyalty to the Creator. And now he fights again, not against you, but for you. Because every time your faith wavers, darkness gathers strength. Every time you give up hope, shadows gain ground. But every time you whisper the name of Jesus, even through tears, heaven moves. Every time you say yes to the light, no matter how weak you feel, angels draw their swords. There is something shifting even now. The heavens are preparing a breakthrough, but it cannot come until your heart fully surrenders. Michael's anger is only the reflection of how precious you are to God. You were made for greatness, not prideful greatness, but the kind that glorifies the Father through faithfulness and courage. Yet somewhere along the way, the noise of the world made you forget who you were. You began to believe that your pain defined you, that your failures were final, that your mistakes made you unworthy. Michael's fire is meant to burn those lies out of you. His words cut deep, but they cut to heal. The power of God is not distant. It is here, breathing through every moment of surrender. The same God who sent Michael to protect his people in the days of old is sending him again now to stand beside you. You have been under attack, not by coincidence but by purpose. The enemy sees what you are about to become and is terrified. He has tried to bury you under confusion, shame, and distraction, but heaven will not let you stay buried. You are being called to rise. You are being called to walk with authority again. You are being reminded that the same Spirit who raised Christ from the dead lives in you. Comment 777 if you believe that God is still working for you. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not too far gone. The love of God stretches beyond what you can comprehend, and Michael's holy fury is just the echo of that love refusing to lose you. Every battle you face has a purpose, and every tear you've cried has been counted by heaven. Nothing you've walked through has been wasted. The pain was not meant to destroy you, it was meant to strip away the illusions that kept you from seeing the truth of who you are in God's eyes. The world sees weakness, but heaven sees a warrior in training. The world sees brokenness, but God sees a vessel being purified for His glory. You may not feel it yet, but your spirit is waking up. The fire that once burned inside you is stirring again. You can sense it in the way your heart beats faster as the words sink in. You can feel the truth pressing against your excuses. That is not guilt, that is conviction. That is heaven calling you higher. That is Michael standing beside you, urging you to take one more step toward light, to let go of the things that are killing your peace. You cannot walk with God while holding hands with what He has already told you to leave behind. This is the line being drawn. Choose life. Choose truth. Choose holiness. Choose to be fully His. God is not punishing you. He is protecting you from the path you were never meant to walk. Every closed door was a shield. Every delay was a redirection. Every heartbreak was heaven making room for what is better. You may not see the full picture now, but trust that the same God who commands Michael to fight on your behalf also commands your destiny to align with His purpose. Nothing is random. Nothing is wasted. You are being rebuilt in silence. You are being prepared for the days ahead. Archangel Michael stands not just as a messenger, but as a guardian of your calling. He knows the power you carry, and He knows how fiercely it must be protected. When you pray, He moves. When you cry out, He listens. When you fall, He helps you rise again. The same warrior who cast Satan down is the same warrior who guards you now. You are not defenseless. You are not alone. Heaven's army is closer than your fear. God's power surrounds you in ways you cannot see. Is it time you unlock the same CIA secret brain ritual changing lives in seconds? A new leak has revealed a powerful 7-second technique, developed under CIA-funded research and backed by neuroscience. It's helping people magnetize wealth like never before. From debt to luxury, faster than anyone believed. But this miracle won't stay public for long. Click the link in the description and comments now before it's deleted forever. The Spirit of God is moving even through your confusion. He is lighting a path through the fog, one step at a time. Do not resist it. Do not run back to what you've already escaped. There is no peace there, only cycles that steal your light. You are being called to rise higher, to walk in obedience, to return to prayer, to stand under the covering of grace. The Lord's presence is not far away, it is waiting for your surrender. Open your mouth and speak His name again. There is power in your voice. There is authority in your faith. The moment you declare, God, I'm yours, the heavens begin to move. Michael's warning is not the end of hope. It is the doorway to redemption. His anger is not rejection. It is the sound of a guardian who refuses to lose what God has claimed. This is the moment to let go of fear and reach toward faith. The angels of the Lord are encamped around those who love Him, and you are one of them. You have been marked by light, sealed by grace, and chosen for victory. You cannot fail when God is your fortress. You cannot be defeated when heaven fights for you. Comment 999 if you receive this word in your spirit. This isn't about punishment. This is about awakening. This isn't about fear. This is about transformation. The burning fire you feel pressing into your heart is the Spirit of God stirring up the truth that's been buried beneath layers of pain, distraction, and spiritual numbness. God is pulling back the veil to remind you that the battles you faced weren't signs of abandonment, they were signs of worth. The enemy doesn't wage war on those who carry no threat. The warfare you've been through is confirmation that your life is marked by heaven. You are not forgotten in the chaos. You are not invisible in the silence. Every tear you have shed has landed in the hands of the one who formed you. And Archangel Michael, the chief among God's holy warriors, is not just a name in Scripture, he is your defender right now. He has seen the attempts against your peace. He has seen the spiritual attacks that formed in the shadows. He has stood between you and destruction more times than you can count. You are not hearing this because it sounds good. You are hearing this because it's the truth, and your time to return fully to the light is now. This is a holy moment, not because of who is speaking, but because of who is calling. God is calling you, not with anger, but with a love so deep that it sends angels to battle for your soul. He is calling you out of every place where darkness has made a home, out of every lie that has wrapped itself around your thoughts, and out of every decision that has kept you far from your purpose. The Father is not waiting for you to be perfect. He is waiting for you to be real. Real about your pain. Real about your weakness. Real about your need for Him. The moment you turn your heart back, even if your hands are shaking, the flood of grace will meet you where you are. Comment 1010 to declare your return to the light. There is no place you have walked where God cannot reach. There is no mistake too heavy for His mercy. There is no night too long for His light to break through. The enemy has tried to convince you that you are too broken, that you've gone too far, but that is a lie, and Archangel Michael is here to expose it. His sword is drawn to cut through every false voice, every shameful thought, every hidden fear that has kept you from walking fully in your identity as a child of God. This is not just about a moment of emotional stirring. This is about spiritual destiny. The voice of heaven is sounding through this message to bring you back to your foundation, to remind you that you were formed for glory, not for defeat. You were created to carry light into dark places, not to become part of the shadows. You were made to walk with angels, not to entertain demons. The compromise has lasted long enough. The lukewarm choices, the hidden sins, the silent retreats from truth, they have brought enough confusion. God is speaking through Michael now to say, enough. Enough of the silence. Enough of the delay. Enough of the self-doubt. Rise up. The Spirit of the Lord is hovering near, just like in the beginning, ready to create beauty from the chaos of your life. Heaven is not asking you to climb back alone. Heaven is offering you a hand. And it is through the ministry of angels, the power of the Holy Spirit, and the unshakable love of the Father, that you will be lifted again. You are not starting over. You are returning to what was always yours. The identity heaven gave you still remains. It was never revoked, never erased, only forgotten for a time. Michael's anger is not against your humanity. His fire is for your restoration. He is not grieved by your struggles. He is moved to act when you let yourself stay bound by lies that God already gave you the power to overcome. You do not need to beg for freedom. You only need to receive it. You do not need to perform for God's approval. You only need to surrender. This is not about earning. It's about yielding. It's not about pretending. It's about trusting. You may not feel ready. You may not feel strong. But God does not call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And you have been called. Called from before you were born. Called through every failure. Called through every heartbreak. You are still chosen. Still loved. Still needed in the kingdom. Your voice still matters. Your prayer still shakes heaven. Your faith still opens doors. The devil is a liar, and Michael stands ready to silence him if you will just take your place again. Do you know why everyone's whispering about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave ritual leaked from the CIA is changing lives across the globe. Proven by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you're seeing this, you're very lucky. The page might disappear any moment. Click the link in the description and comments to know this secret before it's deleted forever. Let this moment be the one you look back on and say, that's when everything changed. Let this be the turning point, the holy interruption that redirected your path forever. You don't need to know how it will all work out. You just need to say yes. Yes to healing. Yes to obedience. Yes to the call of God. Yes to walking in light again. Heaven is rejoicing even now. There is joy in the presence of the angels because one heart, your heart, is coming home. You are not late. You are right on time for what God is about to do. The days ahead will not look like the days behind. You are stepping into a season of redemption, of clarity, of divine alignment. What felt broken will be restored. What felt lost will be found. What felt dead will live again. Archangel Michael is not angry to destroy. He is angry to protect. Angry to shake the ground beneath your feet so that you do not slip into destruction. Angry because he sees what you cannot see, and he has been commanded by God to stand guard over your soul. Do not take this moment lightly. There is a weight in the spirit that only comes when heaven is near. And right now, heaven is so close. This is not the end. This is the beginning of your return. Walk forward. Speak life again. Lift your eyes. The battle is not yours to fight alone. Michael stands beside you. God's hand is over you. And the victory is already written in your favor. Comment 1515 if you are claiming your victory right now. The fact that your heart is still open, still listening, still leaning into these words, is not ordinary. It's sacred. Every second you've stayed has brought your soul deeper into alignment with what heaven has already planned for you. Archangel Michael has not left your side, not even for a moment, because the fight for your destiny is still raging, and your surrender is the signal that heaven has been waiting for. When the Spirit of God begins to move like this, it means breakthrough is closer than it seems. It means the darkness you've been battling is starting to lose its grip. It means that your return is causing tremors in the unseen world, and angels are taking their positions around you. This is not a message you stumbled into. It's not random that you are here. You didn't click out of boredom. You were led. You were guided. You were pulled here by a divine urgency, because God sees something you may not be able to see yet. He sees the chains loosening. He sees the lies unraveling. He sees your heart beginning to beat again with courage. This is what happens when the truth of God enters a soul that has been weary for too long. This is what happens when you allow your spirit to be softened instead of hardened. And Archangel Michael is still standing, still roaring with heaven's voice, declaring over you that it's not too late. You were born for this moment. Maybe that sounds too big, too overwhelming, but it's the truth. You were born to be a light in the darkness, to carry the Spirit of God through the storms of this world. That's why you've faced so many attacks. That's why the enemy has tried to wear you down, confuse your mind, numb your spirit, and drown your prayers in silence. The enemy knows what you carry. He knows the potential of your faith. He knows the ripple effect your surrender would cause. But Michael also knows. He knows what will happen if you rise, if you remember, if you begin to walk in that power again. And he is not backing down. He is not giving up on you. He is still fighting with everything heaven has given him. God is not just watching from a distance. He is with you. He is around you. His Spirit is breathing into your bones, reminding you that the pain did not mean you were abandoned. It meant you were being strengthened. The delay did not mean you were denied. It meant you were being refined. The silence was not rejection. It was preparation. And now, here you are, on the edge of a breakthrough that will change the atmosphere around your life. But it requires something from you. It requires your yes. It requires your surrender. It requires your willingness to walk away from everything that has dimmed your fire. Comment 1717 if you are ready to surrender to God's will again. You are not powerless. You have never been powerless. You may have felt weak, you may have made mistakes, but the breath of God still fills your lungs. That breath is sacred. That breath carries authority. That breath means there is still work to do, still glory to reveal, still lives to touch through your obedience. You do not need to be famous. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Willing to stand in the middle of your battle and say, God, I am yours. Michael hears that kind of cry. Heaven moves on that kind of faith. It's not about shouting louder than your fear. It's about choosing truth in the middle of your fear. That choice is what opens the door for angels to fight for you. That choice is what silences the accusations of the enemy. That choice is what begins to bring healing to wounds that have stayed open for too long. There are things falling off you even now. Chains that have lived on your heart for years are beginning to break. Agreements you made with fear and shame are being shattered by truth. You may not feel it all at once, but in the spirit, things are shifting. And you must not turn back. You must not let this fire fade once the video ends. You must guard it. Feed it. Protect it. This flame is not emotional. It's divine. It's sacred. And it is being reignited by the very breath of God. Why is the government hiding this 7-second brain ritual from the public? A leaked CIA document just exposed a brain technique so powerful, it's helping people cancel debt and call in wealth within days. Validated by 4 top neuroscience labs, this method is changing everything. But this secret won't stay online long. Click the link in description and comments now to access it before it's permanently deleted. You don't need to fix everything in your life before you say yes to God. You say yes, and He begins to move. You say yes, and heaven begins to heal. You say yes, and Michael draws his sword against the darkness that has been tormenting you. This is not symbolic. This is real. Your yes matters. Your faith matters. Your soul is of great value, not because of what you've done, but because of who created you. You are a masterpiece, bruised but not broken, shaken but not destroyed. Every scar you carry has been seen by God. Every sleepless night, every silent cry, every moment you felt alone, none of it was hidden. The angels wept with you. The Spirit groaned with you. And now the heavens rejoice as you take steps back toward the throne of grace. This is a return. This is a homecoming. This is the start of something holy and irreversible. Archangel Michael's voice is still loud, still urgent, because this is still a rescue mission. This is still life and death. You may not see the danger, but He does. And He will not let you walk blindly into ruin. The fire in His voice is not anger against you. It is the sound of a protector who knows how close the edge really is. And He will shout until your soul hears. He will guard until your strength returns. He will fight until your heart is free. You are not too late. You are not too far. You are not too broken. You are exactly where you need to be for God to begin again. Heaven is never too early or too late. This is your moment. Don't let the enemy lie to you again. Don't let shame rewrite your story. Don't let fear keep you frozen. Lift your head. Lift your hands. Let the fire of the Spirit consume every doubt, every lie, every fear. You are loved. You are seen. You are chosen. And heaven has not given up on you.